What up?
What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back. Welcome back. We're here. We're queer.
Get used to it.
Get used to it. Nothing's gonna change.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nothing is.
sorry about the sniffles.
It's allergy season.
And it is, bro. It's killing me.
Yeah, I don't fucking get it.
I don't either. Well, I'm
Don't
gonna
get it.
share this on the Step Brothers page real quick so that the people
The people.
can get in on the eyebrow raising. All right. What a week.
Yeah,
What
dude.
a week. We had a really decent week.
We are firing on all cylinders towards Bad Blood, and this is a domestic show, meaning we are getting a lot of storyline development. Don't necessarily love that connotates to that, but at the same time, it kind of does. And Bad Blood is looking like it's going to be one of the best shows this year, in my opinion.
I don't like the 5 o'clock start time. I think that's kind of annoying, but whatever. It's better than a noon start time or like 1 o'clock start time, so I'll take it.
So,
but we had some good stuff this week.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's start off with it. I mean, the one thing that first comes to mind for me that we are barreling towards is the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and McIntyre. And
that's going to steal the show. It has to be the main event.
Yeah, that was going to be a question I asked you later on in the show too.
It has to.
I think it has to be the main event, but there's also that pesky fucking tag team match.
I don't give a fuck about the tag team match or Roman Reigns.
I mean, that's fair, but
it's a nice ceiling, fan.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm a fan of the ceiling too.
What's up, everybody?
What's good?
We got Nate. We got Grant. We got Drew.
We got Hot Dogs McGee in here.
Yeah, dude, he's here. He's probably queer too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got Big Noodles.
Yeah. Someone else was here, but they left. I guess they hate us.
Yeah, they said fuck us.
Yeah. It's okay. We're here.
We're still queer.
Still queer. All right. So that Hell in a Cell match. If they don't main event that thing, it's got to be either the opening match or like the third match.
Yeah.
I think they should main event it, but knowing that Roman Reigns is on the card, it's not going to main event. So, which I think is kind of fucking stupid. But
I just don't know how you place the Hell in a Cell otherwise.
I don't either, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, treat it like the Royal Rumble. You know, the men's Royal Rumble match has been the first match of the night the last couple of years. So,
yeah, I mean that's fair. But like, okay, so the only reason that I can think of, okay, and I'm going to play devil's advocate for the tag team match a little bit here, because this is how I could see it kind of happening and making sense. So let's go back to the Royal Rumble that you and I attended. I could see that being the main event if there was like a really major storyline development that comes out of it. Because then, let's say that is the case, then you kind of fuck everything else up if you have that not main event.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of different ways they could structure this card, and I don't think there's really a bad way to do it.
I was gonna say, like, it's not the worst problem in the world to have.
No, like they've even got me interested in this Nia Jax story simply because of the tension between her and Tiffy, which I believe Tiffy makes Bad Blood on Saturday next week by turning on Nia and cashing in, and I think she successfully cashes in. No, Grant, I will not autograph that tissue. It's already in the trash.
Where you should be, Grant. But
it's where I belong.
They call me I'm actually a legend down in Mexico, Basura Blanco.
Basura Blanco, white trash, baby.
Yes, sir. But man, no. As far as Nia Jax goes, man, I think I talked about this last week. But I'll be the first to admit when I have changed my mind. And
Stop
Nia.
it, mama.
Folks, this is just a reminder, we do not control what goes on in the Twitch chat.
Those people are wild.
Yeah, those people, they who knows who these people are. They're just random internet folks, just like us. But anyway, yeah, dude, Nia Jax right now is killing it. I'll give her that.
She is, man.
Tiffy might be doing even better, but we always knew that Tiffy, even back in NXT, Tiffany Stratton is somebody who was kind of earmarked really early on as one of the next big things.
Yeah, when they brought her up in the draft, we knew it was just a matter of time until she was shitting greatness. I didn't think she'd win Money in the Bank her first year on the main roster.
No, but going into that match, thinking about the participants, it was really always either her or Chelsea Green.
Yeah, and honest to God, man, I'd have been okay with Chelsea Green. I'm still kind of questioning why they didn't go that route. But
see, for me,
I'm not upset that they've gone with Tiffy because it's done a lot for her.
I think that they're both headed in a really good direction right now. For that reason, I'll go ahead and say that they made the right call because you're doing something good with Chelsea. She's getting a lot of screen time. She's really over with the crowd. This whole thing with Piper gets more irrelevant all the time, though, because
it's really starting to just stall.
Piper's just kind of dragging her down at this point because, Piper, and not to say that Piper is not good. I like Piper, but, they haven't taken time to establish her on her own yet. And so it just feels like a really lopsided thing that in a lot of ways makes no sense. So Chelsea's got to break free from that at some point, but that's going to be very interesting too, because 6 months ago, I think it could have been like, oh, well, Chelsea turns on Piper because Chelsea's a huge bitch. Well, now, no, Chelsea's getting huge face reactions. And so I don't think it makes a lot of sense to have her turn on Piper at this point because that would just be kind of deflating, in my opinion, because it's for one, she's getting face reactions, and two, why squander that for a pointless turn on fucking Piper?
Yeah, I agree. Sorry. I think there's a lot of good in Chelsea, and I think she's got a lot cooking for her right now. I really can't wait to see what they do with her next year. 2 vapes.
2 chains, but
he's going to the moon, boys and girls. That ain't nicotine he's smoking.
Yeah, it is. It's like when me and Mo would do the cigarette hot box.
Oh my God.
But yeah, they're really, in my opinion,
Fugaga, dude.
Fugaga. But if you're looking at the women's division, Raw, SmackDown, NXT is consistent, but I would say Raw and SmackDown right now, all the women are in pretty good spots. We had Bayley versus Naomi tonight. And I don't know. I didn't really care about the match itself, but it was a good match. It's just hard right now. Those piss go. But they're just 2 women that are positioned in a way right now that I just don't care much about what they do. I'm a huge Bayley fan, but it's kind of hard to care coming off of that title reign that she just had.
Yeah, I don't understand the need for her to go right back into the title picture. I think she's fucking dumb. I think they should have changed it up.
Yeah,
let someone else go after it.
You gotta heat her back up at this point because you have put that girl on ice. And Naomi, I mean, you've you brought her in on ice, and you've done nothing to heat her up the entire time she's been here, which is not the worst thing in the world. I mean, if you're being realistic, I mean, she's really kind of just come back to WWE, slid right back into her old role,
Same
and
exact character, same fucking role. Like, it's just,
it's
why bring her back?
see, I'm fine with it, but at the end of the day, if this is what you're gonna do, this is one thing that they kind of have a habit of that bothers me with some wrestlers. But stop booking her this way, and also trying to make me think that something relevant is going to happen when you have consistently told me over years and years and years, you know, that nothing's going to
Nothing's
fucking
gonna
happen.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. Made a big fucking deal about it for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And
But
made her think she was coming back to something, dropped a title in TNA
yeah.
for what? And she's got to think the same thing. She's got to.
Yeah.
Unless she knows the bigger picture, obviously. Like, if the bigger picture is her holding a WWE title in the next 8 months,
Yeah.
maybe, you know?
I mean, for me, and again, I can't speak for Naomi. I don't know what happened when her and Mercedes actually ended up leaving. I think it kind of makes sense, you know, when it's framed, but I also wasn't there and I can't really speak to what happened. But, you know, for me, I kind of see it as rightfully so. These two women felt like they were being undervalued and they should have been positioned better.
I mean,
you and I have talked about, you know, the two basically opposite responses that the two women had as well. Fucking, you know, Mercedes is now in AEW and she's actually wrestling good matches, so I'll give her that. But
yeah, but here's my counter to that. When she got signed at AEW, they made her one of the highest paid female wrestlers of all time. At a point in her career where she hadn't wrestled a match in over a year, and in the time between her signing with the AEW and leaving WWE, she'd only wrestled what, 4 matches in
something
a
like that.
two and a half year span, and they weren't all that great. And she got hurt in the last one and was on the shelf for almost 2 years.
Yeah, no, and that's pretty much the point I was going to make. In my opinion, she got, and not to discount her skill and her star power because it is there, it does exist, but you know, to your point, she did nothing to grow that in her time away. If anything, she squandered it, in my opinion, in her time.
And that's like she was holding out for more money from WWE. But
Yeah,
it's like, you know, you haven't done anything to earn more money. Like, we'll pay you the same money we were paying you before. But if you want more money, you're going to have to prove that you're worth it. And Tony Khan, being the fucking spoiled rich kid that he is, here, take the fucking money. Let's see if it works.
Whereas Naomi, you know, she went out and she really made a name for herself in TNA.
She did. Fucking
And
kicked ass.
And I bet Triple H rewarded her, you know? Like, I don't know. Again, this is just speculation, but fucking, I bet seeing as virtually nothing has changed for her booking wise, I bet she got a fucking nice raise for fucking showing her worth. And, you know, if I'm her, fuck it. I'll keep doing the glow shit. I'll fucking job to your top stars. If you're going to pay me like what I'm worth, like, hell yeah, I'll do it.
I bet she played a huge role in this relationship that TNA has with WWE right now, too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure she played a huge role in that. And that's great.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't get talked about enough. It just seems like one of those things that happened and we just kind of accepted it, but truly what a crazy thing it is that WWE, even if it's just NXT, they're crossing over, interacting with, acknowledging, sending their wrestlers to and from fucking TNA. You know, if you would have told us that a year ago, 5 years ago, like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I would have called you a fucking idiot.
And, you know, it's easy. I don't know, man. I got to think this is one of those things one of the benefits to the existence of AEW.
Yeah.
Because it was always something that WWE was so afraid to do was touch other promotions. And I don't want to say they were afraid to do it. That's bad phrasing. They have no reason to do it. Because what are they doing other than putting a smaller promotion on the map when they cross promote with them? But I think what AEW, I mean, hell, they have a yearly event about crossing over with New Japan. They were crossing over with TNA really early on. I imagine they probably can't now because of WWE having a relationship with TNA. But
I mean, I'm sure they could.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how murky those waters get. I mean,
Yeah.
because I doubt you'll ever see WWE and AEW do a crossover. Ultimately, that would be the biggest thing, though, right?
Yeah.
Like that would be the thing. Just in a perfect world, getting to see like Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Um,
Seth Rollins versus Hangman Page.
Yeah, I just feel like there's too many problems with that. Or hell, you know what? Honestly, like if you're really gonna do it, then you got to do Kenny versus Seth.
Yeah,
like that's the match I want to see.
Mama, you do a backflip. Send me a video.
I thought he said black flip.
Your mind's in the gutter.
I know. But yeah, maybe one day we'll see it, but
I don't think it's out of the question.
I think if Tony Khan and Triple H, and I don't know. I want to put most of the blame on Tony Khan here, but I feel like Triple H is also probably not that friendly with AEW on like just a certain level. TNA, it's fine because like I don't know,
they're not a threat.
AEW is not a threat either, but they think they are, and I think that's enough for.
I think that's the problem with Tony Khan.
Yeah,
is he thinks he's fucking big boss man, and he ain't shit.
And he would be. If he would be a threat if he could be.
Yeah.
TNA, they're just like, that's fine, man. You do you. We're just going to keep doing our fucking 50 people shows.
Right. Like, 50 people at a fucking Dynamite on a fucking Wednesday, and still they somehow managed to sell out arenas for their fucking pay-per-views. I don't get that. But I mean, it goes back to they put on good pay-per-views and they can't do television. And I don't know why Warner Brothers Discovery is keeping them on. I fucking wouldn't. Like, costing them more money than they're fucking worth.
I've read that Warner Brothers Discovery is losing a lot of their sports rights. So this is kind of them having something that they can definitely like maintain and like exude more control over. That and like I don't know, like I'm glad that they are, because for one, the rumors suggest, and this is to me the biggest thing, that they might get a deal with Max akin to WWE's deal with Peacock.
I saw something yesterday that was confirmed for their pay-per-views.
And that would be amazing. That right there, number one, I would just subscribe to Max at that point. And that's how you get me to watch every AEW pay-per-view every single time.
Subscribe, I got you, bro.
You know what I mean? Every single fucking time.
I'm saying, no need to subscribe. I've got you. AT&T pays for mine. So
that's awesome. Fucking T-Mobile pays for my Netflix, but no Sherry to Netflix.
No Sherry to Netflix. Yeah, that shit's fucking wild.
Stupid.
Dude. Yeah, it's dumb.
Stupid.
Whatever.
Folks, we are at the 19-minute mark, so I just wanted to take a brief moment to take a moment from our paid advertisers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Step Brothers Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by Hot Dogs. Hot Dogs. Eat them. Anyway, thank you for that brief moment from our advertisers. Click the link down below. Get yourself some hot dogs. But yeah, fucking, we're not going to do the Forbidden Door WWE AEW. We've established that. I know that would be gross, Grant, if they actually pulled that off. It would be gross. But
hot dog.
What we are talking about is a pay-per-view that is going to happen, or a PLE, Bad Blood.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Mike are going to get back to talking about that, because we've also got a couple of more things. One thing that I don't think has been formally announced yet, and I wish they would just fucking get it over with, is Sami Zayn versus Gunther. And I think this is like the third week in a row that we've talked about Sami Zayn versus Gunther, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time harping on it, but
I just don't know how to feel about it anymore. Like, yeah, it's great. Sammy was the last guy to beat Gunther. But I don't need this match again.
No.
I don't want this match again. I'm just not pumped up for it. Well, he's doing it again, folks. He's going to Pluto.
Mama's talking about Lou Ferrigno.
He knows that that's the Hulk, right?
No, we were just talking about that one song about Lou Ferrigno earlier. That's why.
I don't know what you're talking about. So.
It's like that rap song. It's like, she gonna shake it, Lou Ferrigno. Lou Ferrigno. No?
No.
Yeah, anyway.
Extremely Caucasian over here.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Twitch chat is going off.
We're going to have to kick him out.
Why?
He's being bad.
I don't think he's that bad. He's red nose.
Oh my God. That's what I'm going to look like tomorrow after blowing my nose all night.
Red nose.
Like Rudolph.
I think he's talking about the song. No, I mean Lou Ferrigno.
That's an orangutan.
They swinging on my nuts like an orangutan.
Oh.
So yeah, Gunther's gonna kick the shit out of Sami Zayn. That's the whole point of what
like a lot.
He's gonna murder that fucking Santa Claus looking ginger guy.
Dude, for real, he does look like the Santa Claus guy in that like claymation movie from forever ago. You know what I'm talking about?
Dude. Oh my God. I gotta think of this dude. Okay. I gotta think of this name. It can't be that hard to fucking remember. Oh God, I'm gonna remember this. I used to work with a guy. Okay. All right, I found it. So you're talking about the Rudolph movie, right? The claymation.
No. It's like this claymation. I think it's called the Santa Claus. I really can't remember.
Oh, maybe okay.
The First Christmas or something like that. I don't remember. But it's about this guy who ends up as he's a baby. He gets ditched with these elves, and they raise him, and these elves make all these toys, and they've got no one to give them to, so he starts carrying them down the mountain to the closest town and giving them to these kids, and he does it every day, and he does it every day for like a little while, and then they're like, okay, we're going to do it once a year on this day, and it's going to be Christmas. So they do that, and then he ends up getting some magical shit for the reindeer so that they can fly, and it's weird. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's called The Santa Claus or something of the sort, but it's a claymation movie. But he looks just like that fool. He starts off with fucking bushy red hair and a red beard. Like,
well, there's a guy that I used to work with, and he looks just like this guy. There was this other guy at work that brought this up, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. But he looks like this character from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie, the old claymation one. The character's name is Yukon Cornelius.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. I know exactly who you're fucking talking about.
I used to just think
He looks just like Yukon Cornelius, bro.
and I used to just think fucking Yukon Cornelius was like the funniest fucking thing.
Oh, that's amazing. That's fucking hilarious.
Um so yeah, we were talking about yeah, Sami Zayn and Yukon Cornelius. And it's I this match, okay, I guarantee you this is exactly what's gonna happen. And the sad thing is this does not make me excited, but this match is going to be one of those things where we watch it, and I guarantee you and I both are going to be like, "Wow, that was so much better than I thought it was going to be. Way better."
I mean, of course, I know it's going to be a great match. I just
Yeah.
don't want it again.
Exactly.
We don't need it. Like, we need to do something with Gunther that he hasn't done yet. Like,
But okay, and I don't think we dove too deep into this. I think I brought up this thought, but like, if we're being honest, what could they do with Gunther right now that would be interesting? Because I wager nothing. Santa Claus is Coming to Town is the name of the movie, Grant says.
thank you, Grant. Harley, that was fucked up. That's his bed, bitch. Such a cunt.
She's mean to that son of a
She's
bitch.
a fucking cunt, dude. You little two-faced bitch.
So mean to Apache.
We'll show you the people here in a little bit, Harley.
The people.
The people. Shout out to my wife. She's having to work extra stupid fucking late. The lights at the stadium at her school were not working, and they just got them fixed. They had 8 minutes left in the second quarter. So they finally got them on about 15 minutes ago, maybe. And they're finishing the second quarter, and then they're going to play through the other 2 quarters because they had a 2.5-hour break. Yeah. And then she's got to go to work in the morning after she gets home at like midnight tonight. So she's going to be happy.
That sounds like hell.
Sounds like hell, because it is.
That sounds like hell.
Yep.
Hell, I wish we wouldn't have talked about Hell in a Cell. That would have been a great way to liaison.
Been a great intro to Hell in a Cell. Excuse me for a moment.
Yeah. I wasn't sure what to liaison that into. I mean, fuck, man. Ooh. How are we 30 minutes into this motherfucker and I haven't talked about like literally the most important thing that happened like out of the entire week?
Oh my God! Hit the music!
It's just me, Oos!
Day one, it's just me, Oos! Dude, I forgot. I was thinking about it when I sat down to watch SmackDown.
Yeah.
And fucking.
I haven't been as happy about somebody winning a championship.
Dude, I was like this close to fucking tears. I was so happy for him.
I couldn't fucking believe that they did it, dude.
I couldn't either. And then I'm telling you, we talked about this. As soon as Drew said, he made the remark, he's like, they've mentioned this about he's tried 6 times and failed. And I was like, he's right, because they only ever remind you when they're going to do it. And they did. And they reminded us over and over and over that he has tried 6 other times to win a singles title and never been successful. And I was like, fuck yeah.
You think maybe this will be the time that I realized that when Drew was sitting there telling me something over and over again, and I'm like, Drew, that's not going to happen.
Sometimes you just got to trust him, man. And I don't like admitting that either. He does.
It's ever since fucking CM Punk returned at goddamn Survivor Series.
Yep. Which almost a year ago.
Insane.
I still can't believe that.
Yeah, dude, we've almost been doing this bitch a year.
Right, dude?
That's crazy.
We started right after that. It was like December of last year.
And you know what's fucked up? I got to give credit where it's due, too. You know who all these years between Wise It Off and the Step Brothers, And I know you too, Grant. I can see you fucking typing already. I know you did too.
Y'all are just posting fucking nonsense. I'm gonna ask you to stop.
We're getting engagement though.
I don't think it counts.
It counts. I'll take it. Now, if there's people in here talking wrestling, y'all cut it out. But until then, have fun. But Drew was always the one person that was always like, "Oh, we need to get back on that podcast. We need to get back on the podcast."
Yeah. Now he don't ever want to join us because it's football season.
Foosball. I told y'all foosball was the devil.
Nobody cares.
Got him.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge football fan too, but I'm way more passionate about this.
Foosball is the devil.
The devil.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Captain Atheno showed no mercy.
Yeah, it feels weird living in the world that we live in. Because, especially living in Texas, very, very football-centric community.
I mean, it's a religion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I respect it. I do.
I do. I love it. I grew up playing it.
It just makes me laugh, like the sharp contrast. Like everybody's always wanting off of work and shit to watch the football games, and kind of works out for me because like nobody ever wants off when fucking wrestling's on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. Y'all can. I'll work during the foosball games. Y'all just got to work when the wrestling's on.
Yeah.
So
it works out.
Yeah. But yeah, back to Bad Blood, man. I'm pretty excited for it. I don't know if Jay gets a defense there.
I think
it's a little bit too soon. Yeah. I kind of hope he goes into this bloodline thing as Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah. I think he needs to hold it throughout this whole storyline.
It would make sense. It really would. But I mean, honestly, the fact that he has the title,
yeah,
I don't want to say this because I don't want to. I don't want you to take it away from him anytime soon, especially. But it really doesn't matter when you take it away from him.
Yeah,
he won it.
It's the gaining of the championship.
Yeah,
add that notch to your belt.
Yeah, Jimmy's got some catching up to do. Jimmy is one tag team title behind. And a fucking singles title.
And a singles title. Has Jimmy held singles gold before?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
No, before this, him and Jay have only held tag team gold. And then, Jay had that very brief tag team title run with Cody. And now he is the fucking Intercontinental Champion of the world.
And new.
Man, that belt has got some shine on it, dude. We've gone from Gunther to Sammy to Braun Breaker to Jey Uso.
It's got some good lineage now.
Like the recent
lineage. Not that it hasn't before.
Right.
Who did Gunther beat for it?
You know what's funny? Ricochet.
That's right. Which is crazy.
Yeah. How long ago that was.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost. I mean, it's over 2 years now.
Yeah.
But, man, that's crazy. And then Gunther had it for 666 days. Pick up sticks.
And now Ricochet's in AEW, where I think he's slightly better suited.
And now, the dogs were out. And now we're just fucking yeeting. I ain't mad at it, dude.
I love it. I love it. Love Jey Uso. Love that they did this. I'm very happy about it.
Man,
Drew's yeeting with us.
He is yeeting with us. He better be, and if he's not, fuck him in the neck.
Yeet. Yeet. Man, so we've got, both shows, I can't talk about it enough. Solid, great mid-card on both shows.
That fucking Andrade Carmelo match tonight, dude.
Shit, man.
They had me hanging on to my seat, dude.
The mid card on SmackDown. Okay, I would say there's more star power in the mid card on Raw, but the mid card on SmackDown, the match quality is very good.
Cody, we're pumped too, man. It's gonna be a good show.
I said earlier, I don't know if you were tuned in at that point, but for me, at least so far, this is getting set up to be one of my favorite shows of the year. It looks like, at least. Very excited for the Hell in a Cell match.
It's gonna be good.
The tag team match we haven't even gotten into yet.
We haven't had a Hell in a Cell match since Cody.
Is that right?
I'm fairly certain that was the last Hell in a Cell match, was Cody and Seth with the torn bicep.
And that was one of the best Hell in a Cell matches I've ever seen.
Or torn pec. Sorry, it was a pec, not a bicep.
Yeah.
That was, in my opinion, probably the best Hell in a Cell match of the modern era.
Yeah.
Since like Undertaker and Mick Foley.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think there's an argument to be made that it was the best Hell in a Cell match ever. Not undisputedly so, but I think there's an argument to be made.
Absolutely. There's definitely an argument for that.
And, I've told this story many, many, many times. I doubt I've told it on here. I know I've told it on Spotify, or at least I'm pretty sure I have. But I went from being someone who never appreciated Cody Rhodes. Coming out of his AEW stint, I couldn't fucking stand Cody Rhodes. Wasn't that excited that he came back to WWE. That match turned me into a Cody fucking crybaby.
Yeah, that's the match that really sealed the deal for me. Cody, do you mean like host a watch along, like where we watch it and you get to see our reactions live? Is that what you mean? If that's the case, I'm going to be out of town, so I don't know that I'll be available to do that. We're still going to try and put the show on Friday night. Might have a special guest, my wife's brother. He's a big wrestling fan, so maybe he'll join me.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Daddy Ass.
Oh, man.
Got to have Daddy Ass back on.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, if the people are interested, we'll keep this option open. I am open personally to the idea, even if Big Country is not available. I do a watch along with Bad Blood. I'm off on Saturday. If the people are interested, I will give them that. We will find a way to get the people to communicate that with us, and if so, I'd be happy to do that for y'all.
Yeah, Cody, let us know what you're talking about, man. Bianca and Jade. Oh, that's what he means.
Okay. Well, fuck it. I mean, I'll still do it if anybody wants.
I don't know why they keep going back to this like host and hostess thing. I think it's completely unnecessary, personally. I think WrestleMania kind of, to a point, needs a host or hostess, but at the same time, I don't think it does.
I don't think it needs it. I think for WrestleMania, you can warrant it.
Yeah, you can warrant it.
For these other ones, I'm not necessarily against
correct,
it.
Drew. You're 100% correct, Drew.
I mean, yeah, we're getting a lot of Atlanta-centric things here. I mean, that's another reason I think the tag team match is going to main event, is just because, Cody's an Atlanta boy.
Roman played football there.
Yeah. A lot of history for both of those guys there. And, WWE, if nothing else, they fucking love to play that shit up.
Isn't GCW based out of that general area?
GCW? I don't know.
Yeah, where are they based out of? You don't know where they're based out of?
I couldn't tell you, honestly.
Okay. I thought they did most of their work in, like, I thought they were based out of like North or South Carolina, something like that. But
Honestly,
obviously I don't know.
I'm going to look it up because I've really never even thought about that. They are based in New Jersey.
Way off.
Yeah. I never would have guessed that.
No.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I do love GCW. I've always loved hardcore wrestling. It's a very guilty pleasure nowadays because that shit is stupid, and these people should probably not be doing that. I'm not going to tell them what to do. You know, they're grown fucking men and women, but it's hard to watch knowing what can become out of something that is incredibly dangerous. What? But you know, I'm gonna support the guys and gals who are, you know, fucking putting the risk out there. You know, there's no point in them doing it if there's nobody tuning in. So, always gonna support those motherfuckers. But yeah, man, going back to Atlanta, we got this tag team match, and it's got a lot of implications. Another reason I think it might main event. You know, the Hell in a Cell match, while it is incredibly interesting on paper, you know, it's very straightforward. You know, we've got all the cards on the table for Punk and Drew. For this tag team match, you know, everybody's still got their hand up, and we don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of different ways they could do this. Like, you know, Roman and Cody win. KO turns on Cody. Cody gets turned on by KO. Roman turns on Cody, which I think that's inevitable. I think Roman turns on Cody after they win, and Roman starts going back after Cody for the belt. And maybe KO and Orton come and help him, and then KO turns on Cody, and it just becomes this whole fucking mess.
There's so many different ways you could do it.
Yeah.
I don't think that this one makes a lot of sense, but I also could kind of see them swerving us for a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
And making it look like Roman's with the other bloodline.
Yeah.
He turns on Cody, you know, because okay, here's how I could see that playing out, right? Solo, as we talked about, I think it was last week, Solo has done way more losing than Roman Reigns has.
Dude, I want to see this bloodline turn on that motherfucker so hard.
And so, you know, all it took was for Roman to lose once, and they took the Ulafala. They said, "You're not the tribal chief anymore." They did all this fucking bullshit, and Solo has lost twice. He's really done nothing.
Nothing.
He looks like shit compared to his own Solo, Jacob Fatu. I don't think it would be that crazy for Roman to fucking step up and be like, "Look, bitch, you lose way more than I do. I'm taking my fucking flower necklace back. Fuck off. You can either fall in line or like, we're all going to beat your ass now." And like, what the fuck is Solo going to do if that's what they tell him?
Yeah.
He's going to fall in line.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be all boo-boo face every week. Just, I'm supposed to be the tribal chief.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could see it.
They could also, I mean, we could further split these motherfuckers up. Jacob could turn on Solo because it seems like they're setting that up too.
Yeah.
But either way, I'll tell you the one thing that's not going to happen, and that is like a straightforward tag team match with no bullshit.
Nah. I think it's going to end up being Bloodline Rules. I think we get that announcement on Friday. Which just cements it that Cody wins.
Yeah, Cody's undefeated in Bloodline Rules, isn't
undefeated in Bloodline Rules. He is the Bloodline Rules king.
So he needs the Ulafala.
Cody is a tribal chief, bitch.
Yeah. New story.
It could work.
I like it. But yeah, this is, I mean, there's just so much to speculate on. And like, it truly is crazy to me just kind of how open ended this story is right now.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Honestly, it's really weird.
Can we take a moment to appreciate
Chris Benoit?
God fucking damn it, son.
Twice.
Twice. That was the first time.
No, second time.
I don't remember the first time.
You missed the first one?
I must have.
God damn. It was like early on. First half.
Damn. No, I realized now before when I started saying this that this happened last week, but let's take a moment and call back how good that son of a bitch promo on that fucking football field was.
Bro. They didn't even play the whole thing on Raw, and it was still so good.
Dude. Masterpiece. And that to me,
you could not have done a better like cinematic style promo like that. You couldn't have. I read something the other day. Paul Heyman like directed that motherfucker, and that's why it was so good.
See, and it's like, bam, you have cemented these two as like career rivals and like damn good ones.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It's just
it's like Hulk and Andre, bro.
Yeah. yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It really is, man. And they've done such a good job with Cody since he's come back. And it's insane. And I keep using words like that. I keep using these adjectives to describe it, but it truly is insane how little it took for us to, and I'm not just talking about you and I, but us as like a collective fan base have gone from, really starting to get anxious that Cody's title run was starting to feel really lackluster, to going into Bad Blood. And, right now we're kind of all on the edges of our seats in terms of like what's going to happen next with all of these people. Because I think what happens at Bad Blood really, 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 this is one of those shows that is going to define the next several months, particularly for everybody here. Because it's like you said, like, are we about to see Roman? I mean, we know he's going back after Cody in that championship at some point, but does that start right now?
In my head, it makes sense to wait till after Mania.
It does.
And he needs to be unsuccessful.
I mean, yeah, he definitely needs to be unsuccessful. Unless, and this is just getting into more pointless speculation, because this is only speculation if they wait until after Mania, and if Roman were to be successful, the only reason for that, in my opinion, would be to transition onto somebody else for like a story purpose.
Yeah.
And like, sure, I could see that happening, but that takes a lot of parts falling into place before that happens.
So in order for Cody to lose the belt, the build up to that has to be bigger than the build up to Cody finishing the story, which I think is pretty goddamn hard with the roster they've got.
So I disagree, and I'll explain why.
Please
why. So I get where your thinking comes in, and I think that thinking does make sense in a certain way. However, I think traditionally, what we got for Cody, what we got, like that big build up, that is pretty much exclusively for moments. We got something sort of similar to that 10 years ago with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And these kind of moments are typically they're star-making moments for people. They're truly times when you are taking somebody and you are accelerating them to like the next level, and that highest level.
Mm.
And again, typically that's going to be 9 times out of 10, that's going to be your babyface character, your big babyface character.
Yeah.
When Cody loses, that's going to be such a deflating thing, I don't think we're going to necessarily see it coming. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a match where it's like, we're like, why the fuck did he win? But it's just going to be like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be spectacular when Cody loses. I really don't. And I worry somewhat about how that's going to go, because kind of what I was going at before, particularly with the way this bloodline story is going, I'm starting to get kind of fearful that Cody's title reign is going to end in service of like furthering the bloodline story more. Like one scenario that I could see is, Roman buddying up with this bloodline, eventually getting his title back, getting turned on by Jacob Fatu, who then wins the title. And it's like, now all of this was just in service of like the greater bloodline story.
Jacob Fatu becomes tribal chief.
Yeah. And again, this is all deep and fucking pointless speculation, but it's just thoughts I have, and slightly.
I mean, I could see it. I don't hate the thought. I don't hate the idea.
The only thing I hate
well thought out.
The only thing I hate about it is Cody Rhodes and everything that he accomplished being almost an afterthought at that point.
Yeah. I mean, you got to look at it this way. Like, Jacob Fatu is by far, without a doubt, the most explosive character in WWE right now.
In professional wrestling.
Period.
I'm going to throw that out there.
I'm with it.
I can't think of anybody else right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this guy has come in and he has made an impression. I'll fucking say it right now. Not unlike Gunther when he showed up.
Yeah.
And I think his ceiling is about as high.
Could be more.
Yeah. Because he's fucking slowing.
If he can stay healthy, man, yeah. I think the sky's the limit for that kid, man, and I think he can do a lot of cool shit if given the opportunity. And I think the time is coming. I would personally like to see him rise to that occasion via a mid-card title.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Without the bloodline around, honestly.
Yeah.
Which we probably have another 12 years of the bloodline, so my wishful thinking in that is not going to happen. But I'd be fine with him having a mid-card title while being part of the bloodline.
They're pushing for something with him.
They are.
And I think we're going to see it sooner than we're thinking or even speaking about, just because, man, he won the tag team titles, gave it up to the real tribal chief, the infamous Tonga Loa. He keeps getting pushed down, and eventually I think he's gonna lose his shit. And
I feel like eventually he just turns on the bloodline completely and he just becomes his own act. And I think
if he turns on the bloodline's dead, because
they're nothing without him.
All three of them can't take one of him.
No,
it's just not going to happen. I have seen you've got any, and I said this last week, and I stand by this shit. Any like tag team or upper mid card wrestler can beat up the Tongans and Solo, even all together, all at once. Yeah. As soon as Jacob Fatu shows up, they're fucked.
Game over every time.
So if he leaves the bloodline is a fucking squandering act at that point.
Yeah, true.
Well,
very true.
What else we got? Anything left for Bad Blood?
Man.
You know what? We do got one thing.
Oh. Liv and Mommy.
We got Dirty Dom in a fucking jail cell.
In a Shark Tank, bro.
You can't put that motherfucker back behind bars. You're going to traumatize him.
That shit's great.
He's going to spend longer in that shark cage than he did in jail.
He is. He's a hardened criminal. You shut the fuck up.
This is gonna be stupid, but I'm gonna love it. We said it.
Oh, we got Damian and Finn too, huh?
Oh, do we? Okay.
I don't know that match is confirmed, but they're teasing it pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I think it needs to happen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the theme of the show, folks, I mean, they call it Bad Blood for a reason. Yeah. And we're getting a lot of it hashed out. What, next Saturday?
Yeah.
And yeah, for any of you motherfuckers that are out there still listening, let one of us know. I'm still down to fucking watch it on the camera. I'm gonna be bored at home by myself probably.
Yeah, Drew's gonna be watching football. So.
Foosball. So yeah,
don't get tired of me talking shit.
So I'm down like a clown, Charlie Brown. Holler.
Holla.
But as far as all that business goes, we talked about hot dogs. Unfortunately, you brought up Chris Benoit twice. I got nothing else. What about you, dog?
Man, I'm solid, bro.
Folks, I appreciate you turning in. I appreciate you keeping our chat live, keeping the folks entertained. Grant, I appreciate the hot dogs.
Yeah, I got mine just a minute ago.
Yeah, that's the best part about doing this podcast is we are up to here in fucking hot dogs. It is
up to here, and just so you know, right here is like 5.5 feet almost.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's like, 6. It's probably 6 feet 3 inches of hot dogs.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. All right, boys and girls, we're going to